Hey, what up, y'all? I'm Cintia. I'm 49, and I already have 100 plus likes on a Bumble profile I made an hour ago.
I'm Jonathan, and I don't believe Cynthia's age for one fucking second, but here we go. I need to go to the DMV, and I'm 31 years old.
I'm Jeremiah. I'm 32, and I have a huge Funko Pop collection. This episode is going to be all about love, or the lack thereof.
Valentine's Day might be over by the time you listen to this, but I can imagine all of your partners... Oh, wait, that makes you sound promiscuous. I can imagine everybody's partners appreciating if you take love seriously year-round. And
Okay.
You're getting way
We
too-
can just go ahead and get started.
Okay, fine. I might be going on a tangent here about Hallmark.
just put the whole episode in the intro, why don't you?
This is wait, you're how old? All right, so we're talking about dating apps today. This is actually the second time we've tried to do this. The first time around, you guys were low-key a little jealous of the fact that I had like a lot of likes on a Bumble profile that I made recently. And guess what? It's happening again.
I mean, I'm still jealous to a degree, especially since I want to say you created this profile maybe 30,
An hour
40...
and a half minute.
Yeah.
An hour and a half ago.
It's staggering the numbers she picked up in this hour and a half because it already eclipses what I think I got in like a lifetime of having dating apps. Yeah, go ahead and look up your numbers. Just rub it in.
It's 100 plus right now.
Oh, wow.
Maybe by the end of the episode, I'll have 150 plus. I don't know.
Shoot, you might have 200.
You know what? I attribute part of it right now to the fact that I did upload a photo of me in a swimsuit.
Oh, so yeah, thirst trap.
I wouldn't consider it. I mean, are swimsuit photos thirst traps?
Well, I mean,
No,
it's
they
not.
could be,
it's
but
it's not a hunger trap. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
welcome to the Hunger Games, baby.
I will say that I personally have tried multiple dating app profiles, and it's just, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to find love on dating apps.
Okay, so first of all, I don't think do you want to say what dating site you're on, or?
Yeah, I'm currently on Bumble. I'm on Hinge. The last time we tried doing this episode, I did put up a Tinder profile. And it's funny because I know Jonathan has had success on Tinder. But I found that most everyone who was liking me on Tinder was just looking for a hookup. I'm not looking for a hookup. The last time I did have a Bumble profile, which was maybe 3 months ago, I changed my intro to say DNI, which means do not inquire. DNI if you're looking for a hookup. And I noticed that drastically brought down the number of likes I was getting, which I kind of did appreciate. Like, it's not an ego thing for me to have a bunch of likes. I did appreciate the fact that like people were taking that seriously, because I am seriously not looking just for hookups.
that's the corniest fucking reason. But there's something for everyone out there on these dating apps. So basically, the Pew Research Center, they said out of all the dating sites there are out there, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, OkCupid, Match, eHarmony, Grindr, Her, Puss Pounder, Meat Lover Special.
Oh, back up. Wait, one of those is not real.
Two of those are not real.
Wait, hold up.
Okay, one more.
What did you
Clapper.
Oh my God. You know what?
Wait, hold up, one more. Duck clap.
So according to the Pew Research Center, Tinder, to this day, this shouldn't be a surprise for anyone using dating apps, is still the most commonly used one, following close by Match, which is surprising that Match still holds relevancy because anyone born before the year 2000 understands that Match.com was like the thing before Tinder.
I want to be shallow for a minute. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I found that the ugliest guys were liking me on Match. I did not like back any of the guys who were liking me on Match. And as soon as my subscription ran out, I deleted my profile. I honestly felt like it was not worth it. And even scrolling through the different profiles that were available to me through Match, I was not attracted to any of these men.
Wow, they were all ugly, huh?
I can not actually. So here's the thing about that statement you said. You say that you are sounding shallow, but the thing is, everyone wants to say that, oh, I'm dating for personality. I'm dating for who they are. But I mean, it's two things. It's one, what do you think of someone as a person? And two, can you look at them and actually like think they're physically attractive?
I mean, I've dated for personality and that didn't turn out great. So
You need both. I mean, because at the end of the day, like, you like what you like physically and you like what you like on an emotional and spiritual level. But you need to have all of those elements because you can think someone's an amazing person, but if you're not physically attracted to them, like, sure, maybe in time you could come to appreciate them.
you could come.
You could come.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Sorry, I had to. Title of someone's new sex tape. I don't think it's shallow when you say that. I mean, it's just, if you're not attracted to someone physically, then you're probably wasting their time too.
Yeah, and it's not really fair to the other person. Like, if you don't think that they're attractive or you just don't vibe with them, and you're not being fair to yourself. And I think with relationships, you want to, quality time. You're not going to build a healthy relationship if you don't enjoy the time with the person. So, yeah. Was that too real?
No, that was good.
It's just I was doing like mental finger snaps.
But yeah, I found that Match.com was not delivering.
Okay, so like what dating apps have you like enjoyed? Like, have you enjoyed your experience?
I mean, considering the lack of boyfriend at the moment, no.
Well,
I mean, my success rate is not great. So like maybe my standards are too high. Maybe it's a me problem because obviously you both have had success on dating apps. But again, you are men and you get fewer likes than a woman gets. And like I said before, like it's not an ego thing for me to have like all these men liking me because half the time they're just looking for a hookup. And the fact that like as soon as I put DNI, if you're looking for a hookup, I'm lucky if I get like 1 or 2 likes per week. Like it doesn't make me feel good to know that these men are only seeing me as a sexual object.
okay, well, I do have a question. I'm sorry. So, do you feel like dating apps is like a safe way to meet people?
No.
I'm glad you said it because in this peer
Research study.
peer research study,
Pew.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Pew pew.
take that racism.
Okay, I'm gonna start that over.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you said that because in this Pew Research study, Americans are actually split on whether online dating apps is a safe way to meet people, as majority of users support background checks before someone can create a profile. So, which honestly I would be okay with because there's been you have a story.
I don't know if you guys remember, but a few months back, there was a story in the news about a woman who was sexually assaulted in a bathroom at a movie theater here in Sacramento, and she was also stabbed. And so, yeah, I'm totally for potential background checks on dating apps like that. But I've recently joined this app called T, where women can post like a screenshot or a photo of a person they're interested in from a dating app. And then other women can go in and say, oh, yes, I know this person. And they can either vouch for them or they can say, here's the experience that I had with this person. Do with that what you will.
Oh, I had no idea they have an app for that.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
And, I think that kind of raises like a good thing to just like address. Obviously, men and women have a very different experiences on these dating apps. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremiah, but you and me as guys, we got on these dating apps and while the threat of a woman, drugging us and we wake up with a missing kidney, like, while not impossible, I feel like us men in general,
Yeah.
we have a safer time just trusting a stranger.
I think I don't want to say that we're safer, but like the risk for us isn't like as high. I don't know if that's the right
I think you guys just feel like you have less of a risk. There are women out there who are predatory and could potentially harm men. And I mean, I couldn't even begin to talk about like why or how they do these things, but it's possible and it's happened.
Yeah, in this research study that we're talking about, it says that women are more likely than men to say that online dating is not safe at all. So it seems like, women are the people that have more negative experiences, which, I wouldn't be surprised by it. Like going back to that story that you mentioned that happened here in Sacramento, then yeah, that does happen. And then I think the one thing that sometimes we kind of overlook is that we're basically, talking to strangers. When it's funny, when we were growing up, we were always told by our parents to not talk to strangers. and this is the way that some people have met their their partners. Like I have met my girlfriend.
This is how you both have met.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 of us.
Yeah.
Have met our partners online.
Yeah, we grew up being told stranger danger, to, okay, what if we give you stranger danger, but we put it in an app? You son of a bitch, I'm in. Yeah, but as we were saying, the risk for guys is definitely out there still. But I can just say anecdotally from a ton of blind first dates I've been on, I've just seen little things that the first date does, where they let me know in advance, oh, hey, heads up, I have friends nearby, or, oh, just let me text my friend real quick that I made it here. Or if we're going to a different location, they'll say oh, I'm letting my friend know we're going here next. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I mean, it's kind of sad. This is the world we live in where they have to, but it just seems that the risk for women going on these first dates with strangers just seems so much more common. So, I mean, I guess Cynthia, let's just say there's a, woman listening to this has no idea what they're doing for online dating. What tips, what resources, is there a checklist that they can make sure that, minimizes to the best possibility the risk of a first date danger? Gosh,
that's a lot of pressure.
You're talking to the whole world now.
I know.
The whole world's in your hands.
But what can you tell to someone who just doesn't know what they're doing and they want to be safe about it?
I mean, to be 100% honest, I also don't know what I'm doing, but the things that I would do to keep myself safe is I make sure that I share my location with my friends. Granted, most of my friends are men, so that does make me feel a little bit safer. The fact that I can call you or Jonathan to be hey, I'm feeling unsafe. Can you pull up and help me out here? But I also share my location with my sisters. They live far away from me, but at least they know where I'm at. And if they suddenly see that I've changed locations, they can send me a quick text and be hey, what the heck happened?
So you mentioned that you share locations with friends and family. You also mentioned this T app.
Yeah, there's this T app, and it's literally called T, where women upload photos, or they can also ask questions oh, how do you feel about having sex on the first date, or things like that. Another thing I've recently joined is the burned haystack method. I don't know if you guys... Yeah, men.
I don't know what that...
I've not heard of that.
I feel like men have not heard about this, so I'm glad that you both do not know about this. But it's this dating method created by this woman who was really tired of getting these really lackluster matches on dating apps. And so she started blocking / just removing men who have liked her, or men who she's matched with and realized this is not what I'm looking for, as a way to find her ideal partner. And it's called the burned haystack method because looking for a needle in a haystack, the fastest way to do that is to burn the haystack, and the only thing that's left is the needle, which is made out of metal. You get what I mean?
Well, okay, so my question is, so how different is just blocking people who are not compatible versus just the, swiping left or whatever equivalent there is?
So when you swipe left on someone, they can come up again once you've run out of potential matches on a dating app. They can come up again and they can swipe on you again. If I were to swipe away from someone, which I have done in the past, they've come up again for me again in my potential matches where I'm didn't I already say no to this person? And it's a soft no. If you get what I mean. Removing / blocking someone permanently prevents them from liking you again in the future.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Because, I mean, before I found my partner of 3+ years, I used all these apps, Tinder the longest, for I want to say maybe almost 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, you're a Tinder veteran, man. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I've seen it through its early stages when it was the hot app. I've seen it when it's, made major changes to keep up with basically the Hinges and the Bumbles and the puss pounders of the world.
That's not a real app, Jonathan.
So as I said, I've been on Tinder for, I want to say, almost 10 years, maybe 8. I'm bad with math. I've been on Tinder for a long time, and I've also just been on many of these apps. And what I can say for certainty is that these apps have evolved.
They have?
It used to be, yes, it's a stupid thing to say, but it's also like, take a look at like what's become of it. It started out so simple. Swipe left, swipe right. That was it. Then what happened?
Super swipes.
Exactly. The super like.
Oh, yeah. Super like.
And then what happened? Oh, if you pay $15.99, we'll give you 5 super likes and unlimited likes. You get to see who likes you. Blah, and every app has some iteration of this. And then things just kept getting way crazier. We're talking about people who are paying hundreds, if not thousands, just trying to find love. That's kind of sad when you think about it. But I mean, it's not sad. I mean, like, if people want companionship, like, these apps are supposed to help them. But now it's become just so about money, money, money. And I know I'm not the only one because, again, this Pew Research Center data shows basically about 35% of online dating users have reported paying to use these platforms for the extra features. Now, how much you pay apparently, varies by income, age, and gender. Of course, people with lower income, they'll pay for what they can get if they're looking for love. But then I imagine you've got people with a bunch of disposable income just throwing away thousands for super likes. You can't put a price on love. This might be a tricky question, or it could be obvious as shit. But between men and women, who do you think spends more on average for these bonus features?
I feel like men do. I did not read that part of the study, but I feel like men do.
I didn't read that part of the study either. I'm going to say women.
It's men.
Yes!
Yeah, I knew it, but I wanted to be different.
41% reporting are men compared to 29% reporting women. And I get it because, I didn't spend like the hundreds and hundreds, but, there were like a few times when I hit like a low point with confidence and I was like, okay, maybe I'll do the $15 a month to get the unlimited likes or whatever. And it's kind of funny because when I found my partner, I had actually just unsubscribed from all that stuff. I thought the strategy was like a numbers game. Unlimited likes, more super likes. Sure, you might get more dates, but it goes back to substance at the end of the day. So, what a wild ride. Talking about how uncharted the dating world is now that so much of it is online these days.
Well, it's not nearly as wild as that one time I chugged 2 beers in the middle of a night class.
Yeah, I was there for that. Anyway, so while recording this podcast, I had 150 plus likes on my new Bumble profile.
Hey, yay! Congrats! You want a cookie?
Actually, yeah. And a date with someone who's not creepy.
Well, speaking of creepy, you guys creep on that subscribe button and stay with us on Wait, You're how old?
But no, what about you, Jeremiah? Were you still paying for stuff when you met your partner?
No, so I think I remember I actually made a Tinder here. I remember I was here hanging out and I was pretty down that night. I think I forgot what we were doing. We might have been playing GTA and all that. But anyways, yeah, I remember making it and then you're like, oh man, I'm so proud of you. Oh, yeah. you're like a proud father at that moment.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do it for years.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I was going crazy with the likes, but I didn't know that there was a limited amount of likes that you can have. And I was like, what the hell? And then I got an offer that says, oh, you can pay for what, Tinder Plus or Tinder Gold for this amount of money. I was like, oh boy, I'm going to, try this out. Yeah, I didn't like it. I was not liking what I was. Okay, so like this, like with those features, you can see like who likes you. I don't want to sound shallow, but I did not like what I was seeing. The type of people that were liking me, I was like, yeah, I'm not attracted.
100%.
I'm not
I've
attracted.
been there.
Yeah, so I'm not attracted to these people. So I'm like, yeah, I am not swiping right on these, females.
I do want to talk a little bit about like online dating users are divided on whether or not their experience have been positive. I mean, I don't think my experience have been positive or negative. I think I'm kind of in the middle because like obviously I feel like I'm not attracting the kind of man that I would be attracted to or interested in. But like for the most part, people say that like they have had a positive response to this. So like 50% of men who have dated online say their experiences have been positive, while women are like 48% positive. So men think they're having a better experience than women are having, which like kind of goes with what I'm feeling, where I'm kind of like somewhat positive, somewhat negative. I'm honestly split right down the middle.
I think that's wild. I think that's wild because, again, I found my forever partner on Tinder.
You're a man.
But I will say, outside of my partner, everyone else has been a hot pile of garbage. I mean it. I have to say with an asterisk, but I fully believe that Tinder is just a cesspool of garbage. Let's see, what have I encountered in my years of Tinder? Let's see, women who say they are looking for something serious, then they want to hook up. Women who told me straight up, hey, this is just going to be a hookup thing. Then they try to be serious.
Well, okay. Well, so Jonathan, you mentioned that you had success, and I've had success in finding, a long-term partner. So this study that we've been talking about, so about 42% of U.S. adults say that online dating has made searching for a long-term partner easier. Why do you? Whoa!
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. How you feel? But yeah, I feel like for me personally, I think this is true. I think you mentioned that Tinder kind of opened, the door for you to find a long-term relationship. It was Tinder that.
Yeah, it was Tinder.
Okay.
I do have one question for you guys. Why did you guys get into dating apps, and what was wrong with in-person interactions in your guys' life that really made you guys just want to try an app?
Okay.
COVID.
Well, for me personally, I always felt shy when, the approaching, women. I would say this. So I don't have a problem with talking to people like in the group setting or if it's like a different vibe. Before I met Susan on that, say if I saw a girl that was attractive, I wouldn't know what the next step was, and then I was afraid of like, oh, am I going to get canceled in the future if I do this a certain way? And there's a lot of anxiety that I built up. So I feel like, with the dating apps, I feel like I wouldn't say make communication easier, but I feel like there's more, I feel like more comfortable saying like, okay, like if this person tells me no, then, I probably won't see them anyway. Whereas like in real life, I'm more of an interpersonal person, and I wanted to, try to find someone like the quote unquote organic way, but I wanted like this like meet cute story, but I realized, you know what? That's only something that's in the movies. So that's kind of like a simple. That's the best way I can answer that.
Did you ever have a meet cute, or like, well, when was the last time you ever met someone, or, quote unquote, organically in person in the wild? How did that
In the wild.
Not an animal.
how did that end up for you?
If I was an animal, I would be a puss pounder.
No.
Okay. Anyways, so I think the last time I might have met, someone like in the wild, might have been like, I want to say college. And so I met a lot of people in college when I was drunk. And I remember, well, no, I get what you mean. Like you met a lot of women you were interested in while you were drunk. This was actually before. I had a different set of friends, and then every Wednesday night there a large group of us would go to a country bar because it was country night, quote unquote.
Was it that place off of Folsom?
Beezos?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was at that place. Yeah, it closed down. R.I.P.
Yeah.
So yeah, because they had a lot of drink specials. So anyways, so it was that place, and when that place closed down, we ended up going to Stoney's. But anyways, so yeah, I met like girls through that, and I remember there was one time like there was a girl I really wanted to get with, but we were like, every time I saw her, we were always drunk. I never actually like made the move like, oh hey, let's go out sometime like sober. And then fast forward later, I met Jonathan's bitch ass. And I realized, oh, he is an asshole, but he's not the type of asshole that you hate.
Do you still think I'm a scumbag?
No, you're not. But you are an asshole.
I mean, I have one, and you know, like,
You are what you eat, baby.
I was gonna say that.
Oh my god.
What about you, cornhole? Speaking of holes, what was your last?
No, please
Oh my
don't.
god.
Please
Oh,
don't.
what a segue.
Oh my god.
What a segue.
You don't want to talk about your last organic, or is it that one? No way.
So the last organic meat I've had did not end up well. And I guess like the advice I would have given myself back then is like, don't shit where you eat.
Yep. Don't shit where you eat.
And for those of you who don't understand what we're saying, it's like, don't date coworkers.
Do not. And I mean, do not dip that pen in a company ink.
Yeah, don't date coworkers. Don't hook up with coworkers. It never ends well.
Yeah, I have a strict, like for me personally, I have a strict no dating coworkers policy. Well, I don't have to worry about that now because I'm in a relationship. So, but before then, I had a policy about that.
In my defense, I didn't let it evolve until after I knew I was leaving the company. But still, I wouldn't have done that again.
And that's why Jeremiah and I don't work in the same place, because otherwise that would make our secret love just so illegal.
And it was crazy. We almost became coworkers too. Man,
I know.
that would have changed. That would have
remember
changed the game. People would have been like, "Man, get these two away from each other." We know, because if I would have got hired, we would have sat by each other. I probably would have sat next to him.
That would have been unhinged AF.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
And just like that, we have achieved climax.
Damn, it's really that easy for men? Wow. Love is a complicated thing, huh? I keep telling myself I'm not the desperate type, but here I am on the dating apps.
Well, it's not that complicated if you guys follow all of our advice. And for legal purposes, don't hold us to anything that we say.
Yeah, basically, if our advice helps you, great. If it doesn't, well, you're on your own.
Stick around and join us next time as we explore the secrets of life.
Huh?
I don't know what the next episode is. I'm just rolling with this, okay?
Okay.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts, which everyone says just means the big three apps. You know which ones they are. This is
Wait, you're how old?